So I'm on one part of the Totalize battlefield. So in that wood ahead was tanks of the Northamptonshire Yeomanry who were advancing through this area on August 8th. Over on that side, you can see that white barn, and there's a house on the other side. That's where the Sherbrooke Fusiliers were coming through, led by Bradley Walters. So that white barn, storage building, what have you, is where Michael Wittmann's tank was taken out. Other Tiger tanks were taken out as well, so it's not just all about Wittmann. Right next to the main road up there, which I'll move to next. But this is the area where the British advance was coming through as part of Totalize. The Germans are coming straight at them, wide open terrain, as you can see. It'll be even clearer as we move further up. I think this is a good angle for trying to understand why there's a controversy of who took him out. I still argue it doesn't really matter who took him out. He was gone along with some other Tiger tanks. To me, that's all that matters, is that they were gone. But you can see why there'd be some controversy over who did it. That wood up there is a perfect position to be hitting them when they're coming in straight on through here, and as is the position of the Sherbrooks up there from that building. So this is kind of a position to see both, and also where he's eventually taken out. So the range for the Sherbrooks is a lot less than it was from the Yeomanry, but that doesn't really matter in terms of this, because Joe Eakins, who is credited with partially or possibly with taking him out, was in a Firefly. So the range is hardly nothing to a Firefly, particularly when those tanks are advancing in the wide open nothingness and you're hidden by some trees. Perfect area to take them out. Take them out, they did. And here's the map. It's connected to the Northamptonshire Yeomanry. So there's a memorial to them and those who died during Totalize. This is one angle that I haven't seen much of connected to this. Terrible with the pronunciation of names of Saint Again and Iain de Carmelo. This is the town that I'm just outside of. So there's another road running perpendicular to this one. It'll go right by the area where it happened. As I'm sure you can imagine, many parts of Normandy have changed quite a bit since they looked in that summer of 44. This is roughly the location where Sidney Radley Walters and the Sherbrooks were set up when the fighting in the area took place and the shots were fired at Wittmann. Obviously, there is a large highway in the way now between that location and where Wittmann's tank was taken out. It wasn't the easiest to film in because of the embankment that was in place there, also because of the traffic. So that's roughly the location. That small little village is still there. So at this point, I moved to another location on an overpass above the highway, looking out over the battlefield itself. You can see the white building in the distance, where the Yeomanry were set up in the wood, and also where the Sherbrooks were. So again, this is a different angle. You see sometimes talking about this battlefield and who took out Wittmann. So I thought this was a good angle to provide, to see where the Totalize advance was coming from, because we are looking in that direction, that is toward Caen, but also giving a view of the battlefield of what Wittmann and those Tiger tanks are coming through when they get taken out. Again, flat, open terrain, not really sure what he was thinking and going this way, out support. That's what he did, and they paid the ultimate price for it. And finally, we have roughly looking towards the location where Wittmann's tank came to a stop. When I was there, it was a very busy road, and I had a very small rental car, so I didn't want to pull over into the grass for fear I may not ever get it out again. So I took some photos very quickly in this spot to kind of give an idea of what the ground looked like. Not much there, very flat, very open. Again, so this shows where they're coming through. Again, not sure what he was thinking in doing so. It did not end well for him, his crew, and all the other tanks with him.